Once upon a time, in the village of Okedayo, there lives a young woman named Aina. Aina was a vision of grace and virtue, her beauty complemented by her inner strength that shone through her every action. As a teacher at the village school in Okedayo, she was beloved by her students for her kindness and wisdom. Her evenings were spent at the local church, where she led the Bible study group, imparting her unwavering faith to others. Okedayo was a village nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery. The villagers were bound by old tradition, one of the most controversial being the mat rite. According to this custom, a man will only marry a woman if he bought a mat and lay with her on it in her father's house. If she conceived, they were granted permission to marry. If not, the marriage will not proceed. Aina had always questioned the fairness of this tradition, seeing it as a violation of a woman's dignity and purity. Her faith in Jesus gave her the courage to speak out against it, but her stance was met with resistance and scorn from many in the village, including her own family. One evening, during a particular fervent Bible study session, Aina met Durojaiye, a young man from a neighboring village. Durojaiye was drawn to Aina's intelligence, beauty, and strong faith. They quickly became friends, their bond deepened with each passing day. It was not long before Durojaiye confessed his love for Aina, and she in turn found herself loving him. Their love blossomed under the watchful eye of the villagers, who were quick to remind them of the mat rites. Despite the pressure, Aina and Durojaiye were resolute in their decision to uphold their faith. They would not yield to the tradition that required them to sin against their belief. When Durojaiye approached Aina's father, Chief Omoruyi, to seek his blessing, he was met with hostility. Chief Omoruyi, a staunch traditionalist, refused to entertain the idea of a marriage that did not adhere to the village custom. Aina, my daughter, you know the rules of our village. You must follow the mat rite, Chief Omoruyi said sternly. Father, I respect our tradition, but I cannot go against my faith. Aina replied softly but firmly. Durojaiye and I have decided to wait until marriage without performing the rite. Chief Omoruyi's face dark with anger. You will bring shame to our family, Aina. The village will not accept this. Despite her father's disapproval, Aina and Durojaiye stood their ground. They knew their path would not be easy, but they were determined to honor God above all else. They sought counsel from their pastor, who encouraged them to remain steadfast in their faith and continue praying for a breakthrough. As word spread about their defiance, the villagers became increasingly hostile. Aina's mother, Ijeoma, begged her to reconsider, fearing for their family's reputation. Aina, please, think of your future. The village will never accept this, Ijeoma pleaded. Mother, I cannot betray my faith. For the sake of tradition, we must trust in God, Aina replied, her eyes filled with conviction. The following months were filled with tension and adversity. Aina and Durojaiye faced ostracism and ridicule, but their love and faith only grew stronger. They spent countless nights in prayer, asking God to intervene and change the hearts of the villagers. One day, as Aina walked home from school, she encountered an elderly woman named Mama Elsie, known for her wisdom and deep understanding of the village history. "Child, I've seen many things in this village, and I know the weight of tradition," Mama Elsie said, her voice gentle. "But I also know the power of faith. Do not lose hope, for God has a plan for you." Aina was encouraged by Mama Elsie's words and shared them with Durojaiye. They took comfort in knowing they were not alone in their struggle. As they continued to pray and seek guidance, their faith remained unshaken. One evening, as they gathered for prayer, a fierce storm descended upon the village. The winds howled and rain poured down in torrents. The villagers huddled in their homes, fearful of the storm wrath. Amid the charcoal, Aina and Durojaiye prayed fervently for God's protection and intervention. When the storm finally subsided, the village emerged to find that the mat right shrine had been struck by lightning and destroyed. The villagers were stunned, and whispers of divine intervention began to spread. Aina and Durojaiye saw that as a sign from God, in confirmation that their faith had not been in vain. They continued to stand firm, knowing that their battle was far from over, but trusting that God was with them. The destruction of the Matright shrine had sent shockwave through the village. Some saw it as a divine message, while others were skeptical, clinging to their deeply ingrained tradition. For Aina and Durojaiye, it was a beacon of hope, reinforcing their belief that God was on their side. The couple unwavering faith began to inspire others in the village. A few brave souls joined their cause, questioning the necessity of the mat rite. Among them was Pastor Igbunu, the village church pastor, who always admires Aina's devotion and strength. "We must continue to pray and seek God's guidance," Pastor Igbunu encouraged them. "This is a spiritual battle, and we must fight it with prayers." Aina, Durojaiye and their growing group of supporters gathered every evening at the church to pray for the abolition of the mat rite. They prayed for the hearts of the villagers to be softened and for the leaders to see the injustice of the tradition. As their prayer intensified, so did the opposition. Aina's father, Chief Omoruyi, became more vocal in his disapproval. He railed the village elders, urging them to uphold the tradition that had defined their way of life for generations. "This is our heritage, our identity," Chief Omoruyi argued passionately at a village meeting. "We cannot allow these young ones to dismantle our custom." The elders nodded in agreement, but there were murmurs of dissent. Some were beginning to question the wisdom of maintaining a tradition that caused so much pain and division. In the midst of this turmoil, Aina and Durojaiye found solace in each other and in their faith. They continued to teach and serve the village, even as they faced increasing hostility. Aina's students admired and encouraged and sought her counsel, while Durojaiye's quiet strength became a source of inspiration for many young men. One evening, as they gathered for prayer, Aina felt a deep stirring in her spirit. She shared her thoughts with a group, her voice filled with conviction. "We must fast and pray for 3 days," Aina declared. "Let us seek God's face with all our heart and ask Him to move mightily in our village." The group agreed, and they embarked on a 3 days fast, dedicating their time to prayer and worship. The atmosphere in the village was charged with anticipation, and even those who opposed Aina and Durojaiye could not ignore the growing sense of expectancy. On the 3rd day of the fast, something extraordinary happened. The village chief, Oba Ayodele, called an emergency meeting. Chief Omoriyi and the elders were present, as were Aina, Durojaiye, and their supporters. "I have been troubled in my spirit," Oba Ayodele began, his voice heavy with emotion. "I cannot ignore the signs we have witnessed, the destruction of the mass rites, and the fervent prayer of these young ones have made me question our ways." A murmur of surprise trickled through the crowd. Chief Omoriyi looked stunned, his face a mask of disbelief. "Your Highness, this tradition is the cornerstone of our village," Chief Omoriyi protested. "We cannot simply abandon it." "But at what cost?" Oba Ayodele countered. "You have lost sight of compassion and justice. Our tradition should not harm our people." The room fell silent as the villager absorbed the weight of the chief's words. For the first time, the possibility of change seemed within reach. Oba Ayodele turned to Aina and Durojaiye. "Your faith and perseverance have shown us a new way. I propose we abolish the mass rites and find a way to honor our tradition without compromising our value." Tears swelled up in Aina's eyes as she realized the magnitude of what was happening. She and Durojaiye had prayed for this moment, and now it was unfolding before them. Chief Omoriyi was visibly shaken. His life had been rooted in this tradition, but even he could not ignore the compelling argument presented by Oba Ayodele. The elders murmured among themselves, in their faces reflecting a mix of confusion and contemplation. Aina stood, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Your Highness, elders, and fellow villagers, we seek to honor God in our action. We do not wish to disrespect our heritage, but we believe that our faith calls to a higher standard. We ask for your understanding and support as we strive to build a future that honors both our faith and our cultural identity." The room fell into a thoughtful silence. Then one of the oldest elders, Pa Adedayo, slowly rose to his feet. His voice was framed but carried the weight of decades of wisdom. "I have seen many changes in our village. Some have brought peace, others progress. Perhaps it is time we listen to the winds of change and embrace a future that aligns with justice and compassion." His words seemed to tip the scale. One by one, other elders and villagers began to nod in agreement. Chief Omoriyi, though still conflicted, bowed his head in acceptance. "If this is the will of the village, I will not stand in the way." Oba Ayodele raised his hand to quiet the room. It is decided then. The mat right is abolished. From this day forward, we will seek new way to honor our tradition without compromising the dignity and faith of our people. A cheer erupted from the gathered villagers. Aina and Durojaiye embraced, tears streaming down their faces as they realized the magnitude of their victory. It felt like a miracle, the culmination of their prayer and steadfast faith. With the mat rights abolished, the village of Okedayo began to express a period of transformation. The tension that was hung in the air slowly dissipated, replaced by a newfound sense of unity and hope. Aina and Durojaiye became symbol of faith and resilience, inspiring many to value their own beliefs and tradition. As the first couple to marry under the new decree, Aina and Durojaiye wedding was a historical event. The entire village gathered to celebrate their union, making a departure from old custom and the beginning of a new era. Preparations for the wedding were elaborate. The village church, which had become a central place of support and prayer during their struggle, was decorated with vibrant flowers and intricate design. Aina's dress, simple yet elegant, symbolized purity and grace. Durojaiye wore a traditional agbada, symbolizing his respect for his heritage. On the morning of the wedding, Aina awoke with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. As she got ready, her mother Ijeoma entered the room. The tension that had once strained their relationship had given way to understanding and love. "My daughter," Ijeoma said, her voice shook with emotion, "I'm so proud of you. You stood firm in your faith and brought honor to our family in a way I never imagined. Today, you are not just my daughter, but a beacon of hope for our village." Aina embraced her mother, tears of joy streaming down her face. "Thank you, Mama. I could not have done it without your prayers and support." As the church bell rang, signaling the start of the ceremony, the villagers gathered, filling the church to capacity. Pastor Igbunu, who had been a steadfast supporter throughout their journey, led the ceremony. "Dearly beloved," Pastor Igbunu began, "we are gathered here today to witness the union of Aina and Durojaiye, a couple whose faith and love have brought us together in celebration. Their journey has shown us the power of steadfast faith and the importance of standing up for what is right." As Aina walked down the aisle, her heart swelled with gratitude. She saw the faces of friends, family, and villagers, all united in their support and joy. Durojaiye stood at the altar, his eyes locked on her with a look of pure love and admiration. The ceremony was filled with poignant moments and heartfelt vows. When it came time for the exchange of ring, Aina and Durojaiye's hands trembled slightly, but their voices were strong and clear. "With this ring, I pledge my love and faithfulness to you," Durojaiye said, slipping the ring onto Aina's finger. "And with this ring, I pledge my love and faithfulness to you," Aina echoed, her voice filled with emotion. Pastor Igbunu smiled warmly as he pronounced them husband and wife. You may not kiss the bride. As they shared their first kiss as a married couple, the church erupted in applause and cheer. Celebration spilled out into the village, where a grand feast awaited. Tables were laden with traditional dishes, music filled the air, and the villagers danced with joy. The wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter for Okedayo village. The villagers, inspired by Aina and Durojaiye example, began to question other outdated practices and seek ways to align their traditions with their evolving value. The church played a pivotal role in this transformation, becoming a place where faith and culture coexist. In the year that followed, Aina and Durojaiye's love continued to inspire generations. They built a life together, filled with love, faith, and service to their community. Their home became a haven of peace and hospitality, a place where everyone in need will find solace and support. Aina's role as a teacher and Bible study leader flourished. Her influence shaped the minds and hearts of countless young villagers. Durojaiye's quiet strength and unwavering support make him a respected figure in the village, a testament to the power of humility and faith. Their journey had been arduous, marked by trials and opposition, but their unwavering faith had carried them through. Aina and Durojaiye's story was a statement to the belief that faith, love, and perseverance could overcome even the most deeply-rooted tradition. As they look back on their journey, they knew that their victory was not just theirs alone. It was a triumph for the entire village, a reminder that with faith and courage, anything was possible. Their white wedding had been a celebration not only of their love, but of a community willingness to embrace change and strive for a brighter future. And so, the village of Okedayo thrived, its people united by a shared commitment to honor both their faith and their heritage. Aina and Durojaiye legacy live on, a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who sought to follow their footsteps. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this, make sure you click the subscription button, subscribe to this channel, like and share our video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.